Hey everybody, welcome to the NCU. That is Nerd Culture Undisputed. I am Kyle Wright. Adam Goff is on a hiatus today, spending some time with his dad while he's here in town, but I am joined by Mr. Liam Fisher. How you doing?
Good, Kyle. How about you?
Doing very well. We had a great time this past weekend. We were able to attend Pensacon over in Pensacola.
Yep.
Got to do some cool things, met some cool characters, mostly the cosplayers.
Yeah.
I think that was the coolest part of the whole thing.
Yeah, there were some great costumes the whole weekend. Like,
Really?
people really went all out, and it was great.
Really, it was a great event. We kind of screwed up because we went Friday, but Rachel had to work. Rachel's my wife, by the way. You had school, and so we didn't really get on the road until about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we got there late. We just went and got our passes and went back to the Airbnb. And so Saturday, we were really running around trying to figure stuff out all day. We didn't go until Sunday to our first Q&A.
Yeah.
Which ended up being the best part of the whole thing.
Yep.
If you guys ever get a chance to go to like a con event, like a comic convention of any kind, I highly suggest going to the Q&As. That was so cool. It really was. It was a great time. But that's not why we're here. We are here to ask the age-old question that everybody has been asking since the dawn of time. And the question is, do you really want to taste it? Because we are talking about Peacemaker today. We're talking about the first season. Man, first of all, I want to ask you your overall thoughts on the show and how you went into it, with your expectations and how you came out of it.
I was thoroughly surprised. Not that I had like low expectations for it, but I mean, it's DC, so at the same time,
I think that's fair nowadays.
I'm about to say, when you have that DC label on something, you got to go in like, this may or may not be bad.
Right. We have Batman next week, and we're all nervous.
Yes, very nervous for that, but excited at the same time.
Yes.
However, this was James Gunn that worked on this, right?
Yes.
After seeing the last Suicide Squad, I knew that it was in good hands, especially with John Cena, and I knew he'd be taking like a lot of the best parts like from the new Suicide Squad and just like implementing it into its own show. And I thought he executed it perfectly, him and John Cena.
I thought the same thing, man. I thought first of all, you look at where John Cena started, like back in I think his first movie was The Marine. And now you look at like where he's at now playing Peacemaker. Dude, he's become like a very, very good actor.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like showing emotion and everything. And I know like the world of wrestling, like we've always talked about, the South Park episode, wrestling's theater.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. Like because you got to go out there and put on like choreography. You got to put on a show. And it's shown that Cena has really learned from his history, and like he's put out some really bad movies, but here recently he's been in nothing but bangers, and this is no different. I thought he was great. Everybody was great, man. Diebeard. Oh,
Economos.
I didn't think Economos would hit me in the feels like that in the last episode.
No, he really humanized the whole show for everybody. Just like,
yeah,
in a show full of superheroes and weird things going on, like he really put a human aspect into that, and it kind of just. I connected with that. Like,
yeah.
Not like everything he said, but I felt like how he was feeling like in that moment.
Yo, when poor dude tripped over the fence and snapped his leg in the
my
finale.
That would only happen to that character.
It makes sense, right? Yeah. And he just dumped his heart out to everybody.
Exactly.
He just
tore himself down in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
And then what does he get to show for it? A broken leg.
Snaps his leg and somehow crawls 300 yards in 30 seconds to get to Harcourt's body, to be there and toss the gun or whatever, the helmet to Adebayo, so that she can go in there and human torpedo herself into a wall.
It's part of the plot armor, baby.
That's it. I mean, there's really plot holes and everything, so if we really sit here and dice that stuff up, it's going to get bad, because we could ask, like, Electro never found out who Spider-Man was, so how was he there?
Exactly.
But, so... here's the big question, though, because we know this renewed for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and I are a little different on this. Do you feel like it left you wanting a season 2?
I think so. I think as long as they continue to bring in like smaller, lesser known characters and like heroes and villains from like the DC comic universe, I think James Gunn will be able to pull it off like he's been able to do in his past 2 like projects with DC.
I would be okay if they just gave James Gunn the DC universe and said, "Hey, go for it.
Yeah,
like go have fun."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it really left. I mean, other than the storyline with his dad, Robert Patrick, who was incredible in this series as well, by the way, playing the White Dragon, just racist white supremacist. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah,
I thought. I mean,
I really hated that guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's his whole job, man. And he did a great job putting that character on screen, making you actually hate him, but also just like putting emotion into that character.
Mm-hmm.
And like the emotion he showed when when Chris killed his brother in that one scene, like that shit hit, man. It was different. It really was.
And that's what I like about these kind of shows is that they find ways to like really bring lesser and smaller like characters to life.
Yeah.
And like put it like real humanizing spin on it.
And maybe that's what they could take from the Marvel universe, right? Because that's what Marvel's been able to do. Like they've taken these characters, like, dude, Ant-Man, really? Like he's like now he's one of the most important people because he's the one that opened up the quantum realm.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi, dude, we went into that movie just
I had no idea who Shang-Chi was,
and now it's like I think it's close to being in my top 5 Marvel movies. So like if they could start getting into that, dude,
I think they're starting to learn by hiring one of the Gunn brothers.
Look, listen, James Gunn is just incredible. We're talking about these characters that were really nothing, dude. The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They're like, everyone was just like Avengers ripoff when they first came out. Did you think they'd become everybody's favorite movie? No.
Definitely not.
So I just don't think there's really room for a season 2 other than the storyline with his dad. It didn't leave me like wanting more. And I'm not saying I won't watch a season 2 because I thoroughly enjoyed season 1. I loved it. And I believe in James Gunn's ability to write a good story for a season 2. It just didn't leave you like Loki did. Like left you like, oh my God, I can't wait for season 2.
Well, that's because I think Loki is leading into more things in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as opposed to Peacemaker, where I think you were saying earlier how DC says it's like kind of its own story and it's not really going to be canon.
Right.
I think if they did that and like actually connected it to like future Justice League movies or whatever projects they have going on, I think it would like cohese like way more easier like with the overall like story that they're trying to do. I think if they went that direction, it'd work out way better for them.
Dude, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, because it seemed more adult-centered. And it, like,
and DC, they're like known for those like darker, more like adult stories. But I like how James Gunn is putting like a more funnier / lighthearted take. But at the same time, like it's really high stakes. And
we're seeing dudes get their head cut off and stuff. Like, right. I agree. 100%. And maybe that's where we need to go with the DCEU. Maybe that, like, because the versions of Barry and Aquaman that we saw at the end where Aquaman looks at him and goes, fuck you, Barry.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Like, that made me want more Aquaman. And I don't like, I'm not a big Jason Momoa fan. I think I've been pretty verbal about that. Not really on our channel, but like in person, I'm not a huge Jason Momoa fan. He does look the role of the modern day, like sexy Aquaman, I guess you could say. But that made me want more of him.
I want to say I like that version of the Justice League as opposed to the crap that they spit out.
Yeah,
back in 2017.
Golly, man, golly. And now we got this new Batman coming out, which we're all excited for, but he is not canon at all.
I don't know. I have no idea.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, last question. Season 2. We've seen the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker have both adapted Project Butterfly, Project Starfish. Both just end up being aliens that take over people's bodies and want to take over. Do you think that in Peacemaker Season 2 that we're going to see a more like an actual villain, or do you think we're going to explore more stuff like that?
I think it may be a mix of both. So if you remember from Season 1 how that gorilla got the butterfly in it, and everyone at first thought it was going to be Gorilla Grodd, I think that might have been a little, like, slight little tease, and they could bring the actual Gorilla Grodd into Season 2. Oh, wow. But I feel like they could do that while at the same time bringing in, like, another, like, intergalactic villain or some kind of, like, alien entity or something like that.
I can see it. I had told Adam, because he's the one who gave that question to me, I had told him that maybe this is where they bring in the Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I mean, because
because they have an upcoming. I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but
I don't know which one, but they've already casted him.
Yeah.
It's the kid from Cobra Kai,
Mhm.
I believe. I can't. The guy that plays Manny.
I know who you're talking.
I can't think of his
terrible
name.
with names.
I'm terrible.
about to
Very,
say if I-
very bad. If they're not in Marvel, then I don't know the actor's name. I just figured out Jennifer Holland's name like 20 minutes ago.
Oh my gosh.
I just knew her as Harcourt. What? But yeah, man. I mean, I think it was a very good show.
Mhm.
I think I definitely went in with low expectations. I came out like that was fucking awesome. That
Yeah.
may have been my favorite show yet to be put out, like comic wise. I mean, well, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to beat The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys is great.
The
But
Boys is incredible.
that's the DC's version of The Boys, kind of,
yeah, in a way,
and it works.
I enjoyed it.
And
100%.
I think The Boys is kind of like paved that kind of path. Them and Invincible,
And
like,
Invincible
in
as
the
well.
animated universe.
give us that more. Give us that more
Adult, like,
brutal.
brutal adult, like more humanizing content. Like,
People love it.
yeah,
People want it. I mean, that's where we're going. Unless you like, they didn't take off when they should have, and they kind of missed the ball. Like unlike Marvel, and I credit a lot of that to Disney, and Kevin Feige is just incredible.
Yeah.
But I mean, you missed the ball on that, so why not do something different?
exactly.
You got anything else?
Go see Batman March 4th.
Oh yeah, very excited for that. We'll be doing a recording here for that
Definitely.
the week after Batman for sure.
Along with the Batman Calzone pizza review.
Oh, let's do it on the same episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it'll be out after the movie though. Maybe we should do that. Should we do that next week? Oh, we're gonna have to do a special
Yeah,
recording. I think
yeah.
we're gonna have to schedule a special recording.
It's definitely a special occasion.
We're gonna do it. We're
Yep.
gonna do a Batman Calzone review while we talk about Batman.
Yep.
We're gonna do it.
It's going to be amazing.
All right. Listen, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Go and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let your friends know we're here. We're trying to get up and going. And we had, like I said, we made a lot of great friends at Pensacon this past weekend. And we're always looking for people to join the show as well. So leave a comment, send us a message, whatever you want to do. Find us on Facebook at Nerd Culture Undisputed Facebook page. We're on Twitter at NC Undisputed. And do everything you need to do. We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace.